Good afternoon and welcome to ITV News at 3. I am Wilson Omasho. The House of Representatives is holding a special session on the state of Nigerian security. This comes in the wave of renewed banditry attacks and kidnappings across the country in recent times. The Speaker, House of Representatives Abbas Tajuddin, charges Nigerians to be cautious of what they say about the country, just as he insists security is a collective responsibility of all. Deputy Speaker believes Nigeria possesses strong deterrent laws, but raises concern about implementation and inadequate funding to tackle insecurity. Other lawmakers call for state or community policing, perimeter fencing across all primary and secondary schools, and urge citizens to eschew breeding disunity. During the session, lawmakers are expected to review a consolidated internal assessment compiled by several committees. The reports cover security incidents across the country, emerging trends, oversight outcomes, and the status of past resolutions. Committee on Defense, National Security and Intelligence, Police Affairs, Human Rights, Interior, Foreign Affairs, Women Affairs, Youth Development and Emergency and Disaster Preparedness are also scheduled to deliver evidence-based briefings. Occupants of shops recently demolished under the power line at Tete GRA, Benin City, have continued to count their losses days after the exercise rendered many of them stranded and without a means of livelihood. They said the loss of their shop has worsened the economic situation and is already raising security concerns as idleness among affected artisans and youths could lead to illegal activities. Joladojo reports.
A return to the demolished site shows an even more desolate landscape compared to the first visit. Shops have been completely leveled, leaving behind planks, rubble and unused materials scattered across the area. Some of the displaced traders say that the demolition has pushed them into hardship. They noted that, although they were earlier served evacuation notices, they had no alternative location to move their businesses to. The traders are once again appealing to the state government to provide a relocation site to help them rebuild their means of livelihood.
Now, for here, everybody is buying what they eat. They have their brother and your sister, your children. Like me now, I have 2 wives with 4 children. So why I want to go now? Because I never get place where I want to go.
More than 2,000 people. Not be only Hausa, Yorubas, Benin people. Every people they go there inside power line. What would they talk for here? So we are begging the governor of Bowolo, may he find place for us.
We don't have house, we don't have money to eat, we don't have where to go. Here is our business center.
We have different people here and they are eating under this power line. We are begging government to give us another place to continue our business.
If not be say I dey vigilant for my company because I dey around this area, the jump fence enter. Now shout, I still carry cutlass, still chase many comot. Not be only my own compound, plenty like that. Other neighborhoods when they around.
Efforts to obtain official clarification from the managing director of the Edo State Development and Beauty Control Agency proved unsuccessful as it was said to be unavailable at the time of filing the report. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
Tension has returned to Isakba, a community near Iruku in the Ekiti local government area of Kwara State, after armed men reportedly abducted at least 11 residents on Monday evening. The incident occurred barely 24 hours after worshippers earlier kidnapped during a church service in neighboring Iruku were freed. Residents said the attackers, estimated at about 20 and 30, stormed the community at about 6 p.m., shooting sporadically as they moved from the street to street. Panic-stricken families fled in different directions, with many abandoning their homes in the chaos. A community leader who spoke on condition of anonymity confirmed that 11 people were taken, including 7 abducted from the same household. The victims include a pregnant woman, 2 nursing mothers, and several children. Residents reported that the gunmen fired at buildings, leaving multiple bullet holes in walls and doors. Spent AK-47 cartridges were later recovered after the attackers withdrew with their captives. Kwara State Commissioner of Police Adekimi Ojo confirmed the incident, saying he was on his way to Isakba and would provide further details after assessment. The Special Protection Unit of the Nigerian Police Force has ordered all officers attached to VIPs and BITs nationwide to return to their bases. This follows a directive issued on November 23 by President Bola Tinubu, who ordered the immediate withdrawal of police officers assigned to VIP security across the country. In a memo signed by the commanding officer of SPU Base 16 in Lagos, Neji Veronica, and shared on Tuesday by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Bayo Nanuga, on X, all affected officers were instructed to report back before the close of business on November 24. The memo stated, sequel to the directive of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces on withdrawal of police personnel attached to VIPs, the commanding officers direct with immediate effect the withdrawal of all personnel of SPU Base 16 attached to VIPs, BITs across the Federation back to base. The presidency explained that the move aims to boost police presence in communities, especially in remote areas where police stations are often understaffed and citizens remain vulnerable to attacks. In response to the escalating security crisis in the region, the 19 northern governors have scheduled an emergency meeting for November 29, 2025 to be held in Kaduna State. The planned meeting is coming on the heels of a parley by the Southwest governors which took place at Oyo State Governor's office in Ibadan on Monday. The Southwest governors resolved that it was time for the creation of state police to address the growing incident of bandit attacks. The senior special assistant to Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Peter Ahembe, confirmed Saturday's meeting by the northern governors to newsmen on Monday as concerns spiked over the closure of schools by the authorities. Ahembe explained that the northern governors meeting would deliberate on concrete steps that could be taken to address the rising wave of kidnapping, banditry, and other forms of security threats in the zone. And on the foreign scene, a plume of volcanic ash from Ethiopia has swept across the Red Sea through Oman and Yemen and reached the Indian capital, Delhi. The eruption of the Haile Gobi volcano in Ethiopia, reported to be dormant for several thousand years, began on Sunday morning, sending an ash column thousands of feet into the atmosphere. Gladys Ijamu reports.
Several international and domestic flights have been cancelled, delayed or rerouted in India because of the ash, with the country's aviation regulator asking airlines to strictly avoid affected areas. The level of ash contamination is unclear, experts said, but it is unlikely to affect Delhi's air quality, which was very poor as per official readings on Tuesday. Volcanic ash is a cloud of tiny abrasive particles released into the atmosphere during an eruption. It can damage aircraft engines, contaminate airfields, and reduce visibility, making it hazardous to flight operations. According to SkyMet Weather, a private agency, it is difficult to predict how long the ash will take to disperse, but IMD estimates that Delhi skies should clear out by Tuesday evening. Aircraft operations have been disrupted as a result of the ash, with Air India cancelling 11 flights, while carriers such as Indigo, Akasa Air, and KLM also reported affected. India's Director General of Civil Aviation issued an advisory to flight operators, asking pilots to immediately report any suspected ash encounter, including engine performance anomalies or cabin smoke or odor. The advisory also directs carriers to inspect aircraft operating near affected zones and suspend or delay operations to impacted airports if conditions deteriorate. Gladys Ijamu, ITV News.
In our talking business, the Council of Maritime Transport Unions and Association, CONTUA, has accused the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA, and Truck Transit Park Limited, TTP, of perpetuating a failed and corrupt core system that has continued to cripple port operations in Lagos. In a strongly worded statement signed by its national president, Adeyinka Aroyewo, CONTUA said the electronic call-up platform introduced to ease traffic around the port has instead fueled persistent gridlock, congestions, extortions, and favoritism. The group noted that despite pending legal proceedings and the expiration of TTP's 5-year contract, the system has remained unchanged, deepening frustration among truckers and maritime operators. Comtois described the NPA-TTP arrangement as a criminal conspiracy to exploit truckers and undermine port efficiency, calling for urgent government intervention to dismantle the current system. It urged authorities to restore transparency and develop a framework that prioritizes the interests of the maritime community and the Nigerian economy. In the world of entertainment, an FCT High Court in Life Camp Abuja has adjourned the trial of a Nigerian rapper Tochukwu Bubemi Ojugo, popularly known as Dumodu Block, in the case of assault and battery until 26th of November. The claimant, a Nigerian musician Obogri Oke Levi, popularly known as Crazy Sand, instituted a suit against Dumodu Block for violently assaulting and battering him on December 16, 2024 at a public event. Justice J. Adeyemi Ajayi fixed the date after the claimant's counsel Uchenna Ojemba told the court that the defendant had been served with all the necessary documents but had not filed any response. Crazy Sent, in a civil suit, alleged that while he was peacefully taking pictures and videos of himself at an event without provocation, Dumodu Block violently assaulted him on December 16, 2024. Crazy Sent alleged that defense actions constituted assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress on him and his property, specifically his iPhone 15 Pro Max. The claimant, however, sought an order directing the defendant to pay his medical expenses incurred as a result of the battery and emotional distress. And now talking sports and football, 10-man Everton held on for a rare and quite amazing Old Trafford victory after Idrissa Gueye was sent off for striking teammate Michael Caine after just 30 minutes against Manchester United. In quite incredible scene, England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford had to hold Gueye back as he took exception to a few choice words from Caine after Everton had defended the United attack. Gueye got near enough to slap Caine on the cheek. The action triggered a red card from referee Tony Harrington and more choice words from Caine, who angrily gestured to Gueye to get off the pitch. Everton then went in front when Kenan Dasbury Hall surged to the edge of the area, then sent a calling effort past goalkeeper Shane Lamens into the top corner against the United side, who knew victory would take them fifth in the table. Predictably, United swarmed all over their opponent looking for a way back into the contest, but the equalizer would not come as Everton became the first away team to win a Premier League game against Manchester United in Old Trafford despite having a man sent off. It was also a night of glory for former United boss David Moyes, who won at his stadium as an opposition manager in the Premier League for the first time. And that's it on ITV News R3. Thanks a lot for watching. Good afternoon.